going to take a little ride to go see the back nine here. They said that it's a totally different kind of course. The front nine is just kind of straight and trees short on the side and short, but this is supposed to be made like a links course. And
yeah, it's also supposed to be in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Keeping in mind that the front nine is in Georgia.
Right now it looks like we're in the jungle getting back here.
Yeah, we just passed through Mississippi and Alabama and entering Louisiana on our way to Oklahoma, where the wind goes whistling down the plains.
I think we got to keep going down this way. Going back through the woods again. I feel like we're in one of those trails where you go through the woods and the wooden boardwalks go over the swamps. And we've already gone almost a half a mile. We're not even to the 10th hole yet. Uh-oh, somebody coming the other direction. That's okay. We'll just pull over. We've now gone 0.6 miles and we're not even to the 10th hole yet. Well, I think we finally made it to the 10th tee.
Well, not yet, but we're good. Well, we can see it. Oh, wait a second. There it is.
There it is.
Take a picture of that, Jill, and remember it, because we'll never see it again.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go.
This time we're in southeast Georgia at Jack Hill State Park, which has undergone a name change and a total makeover since we were here 6 years ago. Once known as Gordonia Altamaha State Park, Jack Hill is in the town of Reidsville, about 20 miles east of Vidalia. It's a small but beautiful park with 30 campsites, about half with full hookups, 10 cottages, and a 12-acre lake for fishing and boating. It's also got a splash pad, mini golf, and its own 18-hole golf course.
We weren't sure what we'd find after camping here in 2020, alongside piles of blocks and sand with heavy equipment in the background, but we were pleasantly surprised. They did a wonderful job. Still, we wanted a boat's eye view of the park, so we rented a pedal boat for an hour. That's about all the pedaling our old legs could take. There's Jill. I brought her along just in case I ran out of foot power. And we topped off our stay with 9 holes of golf at the gorgeous Brazell's Creek course. We didn't play the new back nine, though. We could barely find it.
This is way out in Oklahoma, I think. We're here at Jack Hill State Park in Reidsville, Georgia. It was one time was called Gordonia Altamaha Park, but then they renamed it a couple of years ago after a local politician who helped develop this park and keep it the way it is and add a golf course. And we're in site number 30, which is the last site in the campground. It's a big pull-through. And the one next to us is 29. They're the ones way at the end. The rest of the campground is down there. And about half of the sites have full hookups. We have full hookups, water, electric, and sewer. And I kind of like ours because we sit out and look at the trees. And the other pull-through faces the other way. And it sort of has some trees there and sort of looks beyond the trees. That's where part of the golf course is. Have a very long drive into this. The road to the site comes off the main road here and goes round, and it's a gravelly site with has your usual picnic table and a fire pit and a very big area right here. Like I said, there's the back into here against the trees, and then the site goes around over to here, and you can tell goes pretty far out to the road over there. As you come up this road from the other part of the campground loop, you'll come down to where we are, and it says sites 29 and 30. There's that road I was talking about, and I said down at that end you can see where the little sign is says to go in down there. But actually, if you're number 30, you come down the road and go in on this end, because see, that's where our little tag is, number 30, and then go in this way, so that way your utilities are on the correct side. So if you're down here and you have site 29, come in the first entrance. And we've got a few people coming in, guy blowing his whistle, must know somebody. All these on both sides of the roads are all back ends. This is starting with site number 1. This is a two-way road, actually. If you're on this side, you have to go all the way down to the end. There's a little cul-de-sac circle that you can turn around in. And it looks like most of the ones on the smaller numeral side have just water and electric. And any of the ones that have the red dashes, that's 24, the last one on this side, has full hookups. So there's site number 2. Site number 3, as you go up, has have more trees and a little more shade. The ones on this side, you're sort of either right close to that little lake or right behind it. That's number 23. Numbers 4 and 5 are kind of close together. I guess if you had a friend, it could be sort of like a buddy site on 4 and 5. And I think number 22 is probably one of the nice sites looking at the lake. This is site number 6. It's kind of small, so you probably only be able to have a small pop-up or a camper van in that one. 21 is a full hookup site, and that's probably one of the primo sites because it's not too bad. It might be short for some people, but not too bad. And number 20 is sort of the same. Number 19 here says it's a tent-only site because there's no hookups here and it's very small. And that's 18 and 17 is nice, kind of backs up to the trees. And that side has the full hookups, and this is site number 8. This has water and electric, and you're very close to the bathroom right there. Just to note, the bathrooms are really kind of nice, not huge. There's only 2 showers and some stalls. But in the back there is a laundry room, so you can do laundry. And number 9 next to the bathroom here looks like it's a handicap spot because it is cement. And number 10 is next to it, kind of a nice long site. As you come down to the end, you got number 11 and 12. And 13 and 14 here are buddy sites because they're right next to each other. And this is where you come down to the end of this row, and there's 15. And it goes around in a little circle, and you head back so you can go into the sites on the lakeside. I'm guessing because the last sites where the regular campground is sites 24, and ours skips up to 29. These are the camp host sites, and I guess they're the numbers. There'll be 25, 26, 27, and 28 as you go up the row. And they're very nice host places. And they said they also have, because there's a golf course here, they have hosts that you help take care of the golf course and not the campground. So you got a choice here. Camp host or golf host.
Back here tucked up against the golf course, they have the cabins. And that one's right on the...
It's like the 5th hole.
I think that's, yeah, is that hole number 5? Yeah, that's right on the green there. So when you sit out on the porch, be ready to duck. Coming up are some more of the cottages. They're pretty nice looking cottages. They look like houses, you know. I don't know what's in them, but maybe Joe can come back and peer in the window later. Okay, these are some more of the cabins. These are also on the golf course. That's a nice big one. That's a handicap cabin.
These are 6 through 10.
Cottages 6 through 10. Yeah, I probably shouldn't call them cabins. These are a little bit more than cabins. These are full-fledged cottages.
Right near our campsite, sort of at the end of all the campground, there's a little trail over here that says it's the Swamp Bay Nature Trail. It says it's about a mile, and I think it comes out over by the lake. The trail looks like it used to go back into the forest a little more, but it's still closed because of Hurricane Helene, which was a little while ago, but sometimes it takes a while before the funds come through to fix anything. So we'll just keep going down here and go this way. If you're a person that's into trails and walking the trails, you might be a little disappointed with this park, because I think this is the only real trail in the park that goes through any woods or scenic areas. You could walk around the lake or whatever, but this is the only, I think, designated official trail at Jack Hill. You probably wouldn't have too much trouble if you rode your bike back here. There are a few routes and things, but it's kind of hard and packed, so I don't think your wheels get stuck in the sandy soil here. It's probably, I'm figuring, maybe about a half a mile from where I started to where it comes out to the lake, and you're sort of at the far edge of the lake. I would suppose in the little warmer weather you might have to really keep your eyes open for some alligators, because they say they do hang out around here. There's something in the water, in the swampy water over there, and then we'll just keep going here. We're almost out to the big part of the lake. And here we are. We're right behind where the one tent site is, looking out to the lake. It's not a very long walk. Right by where you check in at the visitor center and office is they have mini golf. There's a family enjoying the day. I think it's only about $5, so it's a good day to spend with the kids or yourself. Right near the entrance to the park where you check in, and also by the mini golf, there's a splash pad area, and I think it's probably only in season. Probably water shoots up out of those holes, and from what I understand, it doesn't cost anything. So if it's a nice hot day, you bring the kids over here and have the splash pad, and then you could come over here and have a picnic. And there's also over there a volleyball net, and there's a cornhole setup, and also a little playground. Right before you go over the dam here to the campground, you can rent some kayaks here, and also some pedal boats, and they also have John boats. So we're going to go out later and take our chances out on one of the little pedal boats. We were here a couple of years ago in 2020, and when it had a different name. It was called Gordonia Altamaha.
Yeah, right. And shortly after we left the park, they renamed it Jack Hill after a former state senator. So
not a real big park. It only has about 30 sites, about half of them with full hookups. And it has a nice little lake, but what's its other crowning glory that they have here?
Well, they have a golf course.
Yeah.
But to get back to the park, when we were here in 2020, we were in site number 7, and there was a pile of boulders behind us, and wood scraps, and construction machinery, and they were in the middle of the process of redoing the park, and now it's beautiful.
Right, it is. It says most of the sites are nice. They're kind of gravelly. We have we're right at the end of the park. We got the last site, and we have two. It's gigantic pull-throughs. They also have a nice little lake here too, about 12 acres.
Yeah, we got a chance to get out in a pedal boat. And,
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we'll show you that, and give you a good view of the lake from there.
And I think the last time we were here, we tried they have mini golf, but this time we tried the big golf.
Oh, we played the big golf. We were gonna, in 2006, I think, no.
2020.
2020. We were gonna try to play golf then, but they had so much rain that the golf course was half underwater, so we gave up on that idea. Went ahead and got a chance to play this year, and had a lot of fun with it.
A couple things you can do in town too. They have some nice little shops. We went to a nice restaurant called LR Speakeasy, which was a kind of a cool little place not that far out of the campground. And
that's in Reidsville.
Yeah, and Reidsville had some nice shops. We stopped at the what it is called the drugstore, get some prescriptions, but it was more like a variety store. So there's enough to do in town to get your shopping done and anything else you need.
We're in Reidsville now, right next to the park. We just left Rose's discount store, where I got a couple of pairs of $5 pants. And we bought some water and stuff, and now we're going to come up here and make a left-hand turn onto Main Street, and by golly, we're going to show you what downtown Reidsville looks like. Oh, I lied. We're going to take a right. Sometimes I don't know my left from my right. And this is basically downtown Reidsville. But there in the outlying areas, there's a lot of little strip malls, and you can get most of you can do your grocery shopping and your emergency buy-ins. And as we make our way around the corner, there's the county seat of all government of Tatnall County, Georgia.
Checking out this little bar called LR Speakeasy, and it's kind of cool. It's got lots of cool little chairs and got some TVs and a full stock bar, and we're gonna have something to eat too. When we were here, I think it was in 2020, right before COVID hit the fan. We were here, and this was just a little wooden dock, and couldn't go out too far. It looks like it goes out a lot farther than in the past, but it's kind of cool. And number 7 is the site we had the last time we were here. We had all the construction behind us, and got back as far as we could and just park next to it. So, and it's got some nice shade, and you're pretty close to the bathroom because there is no full hookup on that one.
Besides the campsites and fishing pier, the state also upgraded the golf course, the visitor center, and the bathrooms. And they added a splash pad and some new cabins.
Well, John, we're going to have a new adventure today, right?
Now if I can ever figure out how to get my life jacket back on.
Yeah, we just rented one of these little pedal boats, and we're going to take a little cruise out on this little 10-acre lake that they have here at Jack Hill State Park. Well, I'll walk down here. They gave us a paddle just in case. I'm not quite sure why. Well, here we go. We got pedal power here. Well, let's go to the far side first, and then we'll make a big circle. Unless you want to start on this side first.
No, we'll head toward the big fancy new dock.
Okay.
Speed it up there, Jill. Come on, put it in high gear.
Oh.
This is like the machine I used to ride in rehab. There's Jill. I brought her along just in case I ran out of foot power.
And I'm on the lookout. They say there's some alligators here, but I don't know, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I haven't seen any, but you never know.
If we were fishing and had a license, we probably would come back into this back area here, because lots of lily pads, probably prime bass feeding place where they're probably schooling up maybe for spawning back here. I don't see any alligators, but that don't mean they're not that back there someplace. As we make our way around the lake there's some people up on the hill there enjoying the beautiful day. Well, our 1-hour tour is just about ending. We'll be docking soon, and it was a fun trip around the little lake here. This is some cool golf cart, huh, John?
Yeah, I can watch TV up here, and I've got all my stuff back there.
And it's got a cooler over here.
Cooler.
We got some water in there. He says there's ice. We can ice.
Got a cover in case you want to cover up your golf clubs in the rain.
Well, we're gonna start and play some golf on the front 9 of the course here at Jack Hill. And John's gonna tee off. And right into the trees. Another cool thing about this golf cart, when you stop, it tells you just how far you are from the hole, so you don't have to guess.
It's like a golf cart GPS.
Yeah.
We're on the 3rd hole, I think. Lose track very quickly these days. Jill's about to hit up to the green. Got it up in the air, pulled it a little bit. But what the heck? It's closer than when she started out. She's on the green.
We're at the par 4 here, and if you look right behind us...
We're not at the par 4, we're at the 4th hole, par 3.
Okay, whatever, but there's our trailer. It's right behind the hole, right there. So John's going to hit. Well, that looks good. Right down the middle. Not quite far enough, but it's there.
Right into the teeth of a horrendous wind.
I know. And there's also those cabins that are right along the course.
All right, Jill's getting ready to hit into the face of this gale wind. And it went up in the air and I lost it. I have no idea where it went, but it's orange. We'll find it.
In addition to playing regular golf on this golf course, they have something called foot golf that you play with a soccer ball, and they have these big holes. I wish the hole was that big where we play regular golf, and they're scattered on each hole has one, and you play with the white flags, and the regular golf you play with the red flags. So never heard of that before.
And this is a par 5 here. She's getting ready to whack one 1.5 miles. Well, what, 1.5 miles in the air.
But it was straight.
But it was straight.
Hey, John's gonna putt from off the green here, see how close he can get. Not quite, but a good try.
I got hung up in the gorse.
Yeah.
All right, Jill's getting ready to putt here on the 8th hole.
This is for par.
This is for par. She won't get anywhere near it.
Oh, shut up. Ooh, right line too fast. Close enough.
Close enough. That's a gimme.
It was officially 0.85 miles back to this back 9. This is way out in Oklahoma, I think. Where's the oil derricks? That's a pretty good trek, and if you're walking, you got to know your steps for the day.
Speaking of steps, it's time for us to walk off into the golfing sunset. We'll total up our scores later. And, as always, we'll see you down the road.